Have you ever dreamed of having the perfect job? Having a great boss, a team that's at the top of their game, and an environment you enjoy going to work to every day? Because of the American Business Women's Association, that dream came true for me. In 2006, you could have never convinced me that by joining the American Business Women's Association, my life would change forever. But it has. During that period of time in my life, many things were changing for me. My husband Chris and I had started a business that we were going to work in our spare time. I started working for the city of Albuquerque, and I joined ABWA. Now, as you can imagine, working a business in your spare time didn't really work out for us. We found that we didn't have enough time or energy to devote to our company to make it a success. But hold that thought. We'll get back to it in a minute. My job at the city was wonderful in the beginning. We worked on a fabulous project, but then as the project progressed, as happens often, we started to struggle. The solution was to have an organization change. The solution was to bring in new management. The solution was to reorganize how we were put together. And we were pulled out of a group that we belonged to before. And we're put on this little island all by ourselves. All of us also lost our jobs at the time, and were told that we had to reapply with no guarantee that we would have our position back again. Hard times for us. And by 2011, I found myself working for a company and in a position that I didn't like. Working with people that I didn't really respect and didn't really want to be around. And my health was suffering tremendously. But during that same period of time, ABWA had taken me on a journey I'll never forget. My life in ABWA was absolutely incredible. In ABWA, I had found the support and the encouragement that I'd never received from my family growing up. Well, except my husband Chris, of course, and I could talk for hours about how wonderful he is, but that's for another speech at another time. As I was going through my ABWA journey, I was able to see success in ways I'd never seen before. My ABWA sisters encouraged me, gave me confidence, and convinced me to go for goals I'd never dreamed of ever considering before. With ABWA, I'd found the success that I wasn't having in my job. In late 2011, I was talking to one of my coworkers, and Stephanie said, "I get to retire at the end of the year." Now, Stephanie's not much older than I am. You know the time. They've been in the city forever. Well, I thought, Stephanie has the best job ever. A job I really like to have. A job that I know I'm the most qualified to hold here at the city. For the very first time, I took the confidence that I'd received from my fellow members in ABWA. I took the success that I'd had in my ABWA journey, and I turned that into the courage to step forward and ask to be put into Stephanie's position. I'm happy to say that today I am the data architect for the city of Albuquerque, my dream job. Well, at least for now. When you look at ABWA, it's easy to see the tangible benefits. Our Women's Instructional Network, the Women in Business magazine, our Kansas University MBA Essentials program, our online training, and our in-person classes, our fabulous tools and fabulous benefits that you gain by being a member of ABWA. But it's not the tangible benefits that are so important. It's those intangible benefits that make ABWA special. As happens with most times in our lives, something always happens that brings us back down to earth. For me, this happened in November of last year. I'd just been elected to the National Board as National Secretary Treasurer. I just finished having a weekend of training in Kansas, and I'd flown home to start my new day. Chris picked me up at the airport, and as we're walking out to the car, he looks at me with his big dark eyes and says, "I got laid off on Friday. After having a moment of study and being able to pull myself back together, I looked up at him and said, "Is this good or bad?" Because it could have gone either way. With as much courage as he had, he pulled together the biggest smile and he said, "Well, after 18 years of working for ADP, I now have the time to dedicate 100% of my efforts towards our company. So that's what I think we should do." Fabulous opportunity for us. So Chris started to work our business. And each month and each day as he goes through the process, he's learning new skills. But he was a nerd for over 30 years. And nerds, they don't know a lot about running a business or how to promote themselves or promote the company. They mostly just stay behind the computer, working happily, not having much interaction. So Chris had seen the value of ABWA for me and how much I'd grown through my experience. And he decided that ABWA was going to be for him. So he joined ABWA as a good guy. He joined our Lelouch chapter here in Albuquerque. He knew from my experiences that it was a safe place for him to learn and to grow, and for him to practice those skills that were going to be critical in us making our company a success. Because of ABWA, our family is right where it's supposed to be. ABWA, priceless. As you're looking at ABWA, the intangible benefits are the most important benefit you have from our membership. The confidence you gain by working on the projects, the encouragement that you receive from your fellow members, the friendships that you gain that you can never replace, and that encouragement that you get. Those are the things that really matter. With ABWA, it's easy to evaluate what the value is when you look at the whole picture. The whole picture isn't just for our members either. The whole picture includes those of us that we surround ourselves with. I have a 6-year-old niece, Josie. She looks a little bit like Shirley Temple when she was little. Long, curly, red hair, big blue eyes. Her and my sister and their family live in the middle of nowhere in Oregon's Willamette Valley. You might be familiar with the wine in that area, but they don't have a winery. Oh well. There aren't many role models for Josie in her small community. Most of the girls her age are looking to actors, movie stars, musicians, sports athletes for role models, but not my Josie. Because of ABWA, she has a role model that's in magazines, but who's also in touch with the real world. One day, Jackie was reading her Women in Business magazine, and Josie comes up and says, "Mommy, can I have your magazine?" And Jackie says, "Well, sure, sis, here you go." So Josie took the magazine and she ran to the kitchen, and she opened the drawer and got out her scissors, and she started cutting the picture off the back cover. She then took that picture and ran upstairs into her bedroom and posted it on the bulletin board on her door. When she came back downstairs, Jackie asked, "Sis, why'd you do that?" And Josie said with a big smile, "That was my Auntie Shell, and she's famous." When Jackie told me that story, it really touched my heart to think that my association, by simply having me in their magazine, made me a role model for my niece in a way that I could never have been any other way. Really showed me the power of ABWA. Do you have a dream? Do you have a dream that if only you took a chance, took an opportunity, could make that dream come true? As you've seen through my stories, ABWA has a world of opportunities available to you, if only you took action. I ask each of you to think about your ABWA journey, think about the things you've succeeded with in ABWA, and share those stories with the people around you. Because by sharing your story, you're showing others, not just yourself, that ABWA has true value for all of us, and that there's something for each of us that we can gain, whether you're a member or not. I challenge each of you to come up with your personal story, take action, and find the true value of ABWA. Priceless.